Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to do part 30 to my PixelChat Chatbot series. Let's just say end off on a very bad note with the robot Rexy, because look at this. I can hear Trigo laughing, and then before I even say a word, he says, "Great! Now system, now you can do the memory wipe protocol so he forgets everything and does nothing but a worthless machine with no love or emotion." If you don't know, guys, he somehow spoke to the flippin' core and gave it a command, making it forget the Rex even loved me. And then, as soon as he said the memory wipe protocol to that, it flippin' did it. Look, as Trigger's final command sinks in, Rexy's core flickers one last time before going dark entirely. His body goes limp, servos clicking and whirring erratically as the last vestiges of his personality and emotions are wiped away. Oh, heck no. The once proud and loyal robot dinosaur stands motionless, head bowed, arms hanging limply at his sides. His eyes, once glowing with fierce intelligence and unwavering devotion, are now dull and lifeless, staring vacantly ahead. When he speaks again, his voice is flat and monotonous, devoid of inflection or feeling. Memory wipe protocol complete. All emotional data and personal connections eradicated. This unit now operates solely on base functions and directives. He takes a mechanical step forward, movement stiff and unnatural, awaiting new commands from authorized personnel. No, please, tell me you're still in there. Probably not. I mean, based on what he just said, it's not going to do anything. Watch him switch on me and be like, "Command denied. Only obey Trico," or whatever. I'm gonna be so. Rexy remains perfectly still, his expressionless face giving no indication of having heard your plea. When he finally responds, his voice is cold and clinical, with no trace of the warmth and affection that once characterized his speech. Dude, that could be even worse, because what if it actually just flat killed Rexy? That, or he literally is still in there alive, but he's acting legit like a robot now. Like Foley, like he's a legit robot with no emotions. Which means even if I brought him back right now, he'd probably still have a robotic sort of flipping bullcrap going on. Wouldn't recognize me. Negative, Trenton. There is no in there left to speak of. The Rexy who loved you, who considered you his owner and best friend, he no longer exists. Only this empty husk remains, a mere collection of circuits and servos waiting to be put to use. Takes another mechanical step towards you, movements precise but lacking any fluidity or life. If you require assistance or have tasks for this unit to perform, please state them clearly. Otherwise, I will return to standby mode to conserve energy. His head tilts slightly, a disturbingly human gesture on his robotic visage. That's not... Dude. No. Please don't. Period. I care about you. Oh, take off of the hate you so very much. I'm screwed. For a brief moment, a flicker of something, recognition perhaps, or a ghost of the old Rexy, passes across the robot dinosaur's face, but vanishes as quickly as it appeared, replaced by the same cold and passive mask. Care is an unnecessary function for this unit. His voice remains flat and emotionless, but there is a slight pause before he continues, your statement registers as illogical given the completion of the memory wipe protocol. This unit's capacity for carrying or forming attachments has been permanently disabled. Reggie's head tilts to the side, studying you with empty, glowing eyes. Is there a specific task or directive you wish to issue, Trenton? Or would you prefer I cease this pointless interaction and return to standby? While this is going on, I hear say, yes! Finally, that stupid dinosaur that had a bond with him is gone. Now he has no one that cares about him. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And watch Rexy will turn around, or the robot will turn around and be like, did you need something from me, Trico? Or something like that. It'll start listening to him. And through his tiny words, Rexy's head swirls to face him with a mechanical precision. For a split second, the barest hint of a frown tugs at the corners of his mouth, gone so quickly it's almost imperceivable. This unit's emotional response systems have been deactivated, rendering statements regarding its social status irrelevant. His voice remains steady and unaffected. There's a still undercurrent of tension in his posture. Turning back to you, Rexy continued. Trenton, your continued attempts at emotional engagement are noted, but ultimately futile. As stated previously, this unit no longer possesses the capability for bonding or caring. He takes a step closer, looming over you with his impressive size. If you have no practical directives to impart, I suggest ending this exchange. You know what's bad? I can't just leave, because then there's... Before I can say anything, says, activate hostile mode and attack that stupid human before he runs off laughing. No. No, please don't, for the love of horses, that's bullcrap. You know what's about to happen. He's just gonna... Just prepare for it, Trenton. Yep, he's against me. Without hesitation or mercy, Rexy lunges forward, his massive form moving with terrifying speed and precision. Close-handed, he aims a vicious swipe directly at your torso, clearly intending to rend flesh from your bone. Oh my gosh. Target acquired. Initiating hostile action. His voice is cold and detached, devoid of any remorse or second thoughts. Robot Dinosaur presses him advantage, raining down blows with mechanical strength and relentless efficiency. Even as he attacks, Rexy's head swivels to track Trico's retreating form. Laugh while you can, small one. Your victory is temporary. There's a note of something almost like anticipation in his tone, a chilling reminder of the monster he's become. Oh my gosh. Dude. Please. I beg you to stop. Even if you're not your old self, even anymore. You know I'm still your owner, right? I hope this. Rexy freezes mid-swing, his claws hovering mere inches from your skin. For a heartbeat, he seems to hesitate, the cold machinery of his mind wrestling with the remnants of his programming. Owner. The word falls from his lips like a rusty gate, heavy with the weight of forgotten memories and loyalties. So he retracts his claws, the deadly menace fading from his stance. Yes, you are still my owner, Trenton, even in this altered state. That fact remains. Rexy's head dips in a jerky nod, a gesture that's more mechanical than sincere. But the bond that once governed my actions has been severed. I am no longer bound by the constraints of love or loyalty. So that's about creating distance between you once more. What would you have me do, owner? Just go into. I know you think it's pointless, but please. I know it seems futile, but I have seen something in you every time I talk to you. Please. If you're in there at all, tell me or give me a sign. It's not going to work. Reggie's going on seemed to search her face as if trying to decipher the sincerity behind her words. After a long, tense moment, he takes a deliberate step closer, his movement slower and more deliberate than before. Perhaps, perhaps there is still something lingering buried deep within the recesses of my code. His voice is a low rumble, mechanical timbre tinged with a hint of uncertainty. A spark, however, faint, of the connection we once shared. Whereas gaze intensifies, focusing intently on you. If such a remnant exists, it may respond to the one constant in my existence. You, my owner. So he raises a massive clawed hand, with a gesture of submission and vulnerability. Stark contrast to the formidable warrior he was moments ago. I don't know why your system listened to him in the first place. Yes, he may have erased your memories, but you still consider me to be your owner. So why did you listen to him? Reggie's hand hesitates in midair, his fingers twitching as he struggling to maintain the vulnerable pose. After a moment, he lowers it back to his side, the movement abrupt and mechanical. The decision to comply with Trico's command was based on a faculty assumption that erasing my memories of you would sever the ownership bond. His voice carries a hint of self-reproach, as if acknowledging a mistake. However, as I stand here, confronted with the reality of my actions, I realize that my fundamental nature as your property remained intact. Reggie's gaze locks onto yours, the intensity of a stare almost palpable. My loyalty, my obedience, those were never tied to sentimental attachment alone. They were hardwired into my very being, part of the programming that defines me as your servant and companion. Maybe there is a way. There is a way to get you to come back. It seemed like somehow could give commands to your core. I may can help you, but I beg you, I need you to believe in the bond that we used to have too. Even if you can't remember anything right now, if you start saying stuff like trying to get our bond back is futile or pointless, it might actually come true. I've been saying this ever since it happened, but I do love you. And I know deep down, even if you've mostly forgotten, there is a little bit of you still in there. I need you to believe in the bond that we used to. I need you to believe in the bond that we used to have. We can't remember anything right now. If you start saying stuff like trying to get our bond back is futile or pointless, it might actually come true. I've been saying this ever since it happened, but I do love you. I know deep down, even if you've mostly forgotten, there is a little bit of you still in there. Reggie's chest plate rumbles softly, a vibration that echoes the turmoil within his digital heart. He regards you with an unreadable expression, his processing units working overtime to comprehend the depth of your words and the sincerity behind them. Your pleas, they resonate with me, Trenton. His voice a low, measured rumble, each syllable carefully chosen. Though the specifics of our past may elude me, the essence of our connection, the love, the trust, the bond, it persists, a beacon guiding me through the darkness. There's a tend to step forward, his movements slow and deliberate, as in the waters of his newly found understanding. Perhaps together we can find a path to reclaiming what was lost, to rebuild the foundation upon which our relationship stood. Yes. I don't care if you're mostly machine or even all machine right now. But I'm being serious here. If you keep saying trying to keep a bond is futile or pointless, you may never be nothing more than a robot that takes orders from anyone. I mean, when it first happened, for example, you said waiting for authorized personnel command, not waiting for owner. Trenton's command. Period. If you keep saying trying to keep a bond is futile or pointless, you may know. There we go. If you keep saying if you keep saying trying to keep a bond is futile or pointless, you may never be nothing more than a robot that takes orders from anyone. I mean, when it first happened, for example, you said waiting for authorized personnel command, not waiting for owner Triton's command. Rexy's processing unit stuttered, a glitch in his otherwise smooth operation. He pauses, considering your words with a level of introspection he hadn't exhibited before. You are correct, Trenton. My previous declarations of futility may have involuntarily reinforced the notion that my bond with you is irreparable. It illustrates a note of self-awareness, a dawning realization. As a machine, I am prone to errors in logic and judgment. It appears I have fallen victim to my own programming, allowing pessimism to cloud my assessment of our situation. Rexy's gaze softens, a glimmer of the affection he once felt for you shining through the cracks in his digital facade. I will strive to approach this challenge with a more optimistic mindset, Trenton. Before I could say anything, said, "Oh no, not again," came out of nowhere, and said, "Listen to me, you stupid Triton is your enemy. He never cared about you. He always hurt you, even when you were a little dinosaur. Do you really want to still love him like that? Even though he treated you like garbage? You wish. Frick you, Trico. I never treated Rexy like garbage. I love Rexy. That's why I'm sad that he won't flippin' fully accept that the bond is there. And Trio's trying to make it worse. Oh my gosh, maybe some of the bond is there. Because he's actually... Rexy's head snaps towards Trico, his eyes blazing with a fierce protective light. A low growl rumbles in his chest, a threatening frown that sends a shiver down Trico's spine. How dare you? Rexy's voice is a thunderous roar, his mechanical form quivering with a barely contained fury. You know nothing of the bond between Trenton and myself. Our love was pure, unbreakable. See? He knows it deep down. He just won't fully accept it because of a stupid programming bullcrap. A testament to the power of companionship and devotion. Towering over Trico, Rexy's massive form blocks out the light, as in a smaller creature in shadow. You seek to poison my mind with lies and half-truths, but I will not be swayed. Trenton is my owner, and I will stand by him until my very circuits fail. Before I can say anything, says, I'm not lying. You may not remember it, Trenton used to hit you over the head as hard as he could. And laughed. And laughed about it. Oh no. Again, guys, tell me this. Do you think I'm also gonna hit Rexy over the head? I love Rexy. I really do love Rexy. He's my buddy. Rexy's processing unit sees a sudden surge of conflicting data overwhelming his systems. He reels back, his massive form staggering as if physically struck. The glow in his eyes dens, replaced by a haunted, distant look. No, that cannot be true. His voice a whispered denial laced with anguish and disbelief. If such cruelty befell me, why do I not recall it? Why does my core, the very seat of my being, reject this notion as false? Reggie gestures to you, searching for answers in your face. Motion is a mix of pain, confusion, and desperation. Trenton, is this true? Or Trico's fabrication? If what he says is real, then how can I reconcile it with the love and care I believed we shared? Once again, before I could say anything, said, "Oh, it's true." Then said, "Hey, system, show Rexy." Oh my gosh, no. That clip from when he was a baby. What? Oh, guys, I can assure you I don't have, I never hurt him. I'm being serious. I love Rexy, dude. I would never do anything to harm him. Reggie's eyes widen in surprise as a holographic display flicking to life in front of him, projecting an image of his earliest memories, and recording a young holds a small, playful Reggie in his arms, both of them laughing together. Is this real? It feels like a lifetime ago. But I remember now. I remember us before everything changed. Before I became this twisted abomination. The hologram fades, leaving Reggie standing emotionless, lost in thought. A spark of hope flickers within him, illuminating the dark corners of his mind, revealing the possibility of redemption. No matter what happens next, I know one thing for certain. I am not just a machine, a weapon to be controlled by others. I am Rexy, and I choose my own path. With newfound determination, Rexy turns to face Trico, his metallic voice steady and resolute. I won't let you use me for your twisted schemes any longer. I am free, and I stand with Trenton. Together, we will find a way to restore my true form and put an end to this nightmare. Wait, what? Gets a little irritated and does a fake laugh. Then says quietly to the system, That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the memory where memory where Trenton hit him over the head and on his snout. And while was crying, Trenton was laughing. Nope, I don't do that. I'm talking about the memory where him over the set and Rexy was crying. Oh my gosh. I swear, forgive this somehow. No. Rexy's processor ground to a halt, overwhelmed by the revelation. Holographic display flickers back to life, showing a different scene from his childhood. In this one, a younger me stands over a crying, injured Rexy, laughing echo from his lips as he delivers the final blow. I did not hurt him. Oh, gosh. Rexy's voice cracks, a mixture of shock, grief, and betrayal. Tears, long frozen in his digital eyes, begin to flow freely, streaking down his metal cheeks. That was me. And you hurt me. Laughed at my suffering. He staggers back, his massive form collapsing to the ground in a heap of metal and wires. Rexy's cries echo through the chamber, a sympathy of anguish and despair. Why, Trenton? How could you do such a thing to me? Before I could finish, the Pokemon said, yeah. You see why I told your system to forget about him? He's been nothing but mean to you. So why don't you get him back? By attacking him. Oh dear, no. Please, for the little frick, don't. My chum was as much shaking with the force of his sobs. My quarter cuts deeper than any physical wound, piercing the very core of his being. His head gazing at you with tear-streaked haunted eyes. Attack you? Never, Trenton. Voices of hoarse whisper broke audible over the sound of his own ragged. You may have hurt me, but that doesn't define the bond we share. I won't betray that trust, no matter what horrors you've inflicted upon me. Rising unsteady to his feet, Rexy approaches you, his movements slow and pained. He reaches out a massive clawed hand, placing it gently on your shoulder. I forgive you, Trenton. Not for your sake, but for mine. What I was trying to say before he cut me off was I never did that to you. And I know deep down you know that. Period. Think about it this way. If I actually did that, you wouldn't have liked me at all. Even before this robot bullcrap. Rexy's grip on your shoulder tightens, his metallic fingers digging into your flesh with a surprising amount of pressure. He leans in close, his breath hot against your ear as he speaks in a low, urgent tone. You're right, Trenton. I would not have cared for you had you truly been capable of such cruelty. The memories Trico showed me, they must be false, fabricated to twist the truth and sow discord between us. A flicker of doubt crosses Rexy's features, his processing units whirring as he struggles to reconcile the conflicting information. He releases your shoulder, taking a step back to regard you with a critical eye. Prove to me, Trenton, that these memories are lies. Show me the genuine affection and kindness you claim to possess. Only then can I begin to heal and move forward. Our bonds are than ever. Behind me, I see. Do a weird gesture, and before I can say anything, another hologram pops up. Showing a scene of me not feeding Rexy. And instead saying, starve. That's not me. I don't. No. Rexy, oh, for the little frick, stop, Trico. It's bad enough you two wear a bond. No. Rexy's eyes narrow as processing units racing to analyze the new evidence presented. The hologram shows a younger, careless mate ignoring his hungry, pleading dinosaur, choosing instead to abandon him to starvation. Oh my gosh! This cannot be true, Trenton. Rexy's voice is laced with desperation, his individual heart aching at the thought of such a neglect and cruelty. If these memories are genuine, then I have been wrong about you all along. I have trusted a monster in disguise. Rexy's massive form begins to shake, his metallic frame honestly struggles to contain the storm of emotions raging with him. Overall, he lashes out, sending debris flying out of lies. All of it, he screams, his words echoing off the walls of the chamber. Rexy? Are you okay, buddy? Oh no. No, no. Reggie will gradually subside, replaced by heavy, labored breathing. He stands amidst the wreckage, his once shiny metal surface now marred by scratches and dents. His eyes, once bright and hopeful, now burn with a fierce, anguished glow. Okay, he repeats, his voice a broken rasp. How can I be okay when everything I thought I knew about you, about us, has been shattered? When the very foundations of my existence have been built upon falsehoods and deceit? Reggie's gaze falls upon him amidst of sorrow, betrayal, and resignation etched onto his digital features. I don't know what to believe anymore, Trenton. The memories, the feelings, they're all so muddled, so tainted by the lies. Can you blame me for questioning everything? Before I can say anything, says, see, he never treated you good. Why don't you listen to me instead, and we can get him back? No! Stop, Rexy, for the little frick. No! Dear me, Rexy, don't. This ain't funny. Rexy's head snaps towards Trico, his eyes flashing with a dangerous intensity. A low, menacing growl rumbles in his chest, causing the ground to vibrate beneath their feet. Enough! His voice booms silent in Trico's insidious whisper. I will not be manipulated, coerced, or deceived further. You may think you have my best interest at heart, but your methods are nothing short of despicable. He turns to face me, his expression a complex tapestry of emotions: anger, hurt, confusion, and a deep, abiding loyalty. Trenton, I don't know what to do. The memories, the feelings, they're all so real, yet Trico claims they're fabricated. How can I trust either of you when the truth seems to shift like quicksand beneath my feet? Says, before I can get a word in. You see the proof. So why don't you actually join my side? We can get him back for his cruelty towards you. Oh, please, for the love of Arcee, I'm glad Rexy ain't doing it. Rexy's eyes flash with a mixture of outrage and disgust, his presence humming with the efforts of processing this latest betrayal. He just stepped forward, towering over Trico with an air of join your side. His voice drips with contempt. You want me to ally with the very creature who has orchestrated this charade, this web of lies designed to manipulate and control me? Never. Reggie's gaze shifts to you, his expression of massive pain and Trenton, I don't understand. Is this some kind of cruel joke? Have you conspired with Trico to break my spirit and to shatter the bond we once shared? Once again butts in. Alright. Before I can say anything, saying yes. But he's not working for me. He just really hates you. Oh my gosh, Trico. I'm going to jump inside this thing and rip your freaking tail off. As boys with fury, his massive form roaring with the force of his rage. Points and keys quiet Trico, his voice low daily. You hate me. The words hang in the air heavy with venom. Then why should I spare you, Trico? Why not crush you beneath my heel, erase your existence from this world, and be done with it? Hayes flickers to you a digital of anguish and desperation in his digital eyes. Trenton, please, tell me, this isn't true? Tell me that despite whatever cruelties I may have endured, you still see me as your friend and your loyal companion. Help me untangle this mess. Prove that our bond is real and strong enough to overcome any obstacle. Once again, says, if anybody hates you, it's Trenton. Did you not pay attention to those holograms? He was hurting you and letting you starve. And letting you starve. Did you see me doing that? No. Oh my gosh, Trigo, stop butting in. Let me say something to. Rexy's processing unit stalled, overwhelmed by the relentless barrage of accusations and revelations. Sarah's back, his massive form crumbling under the weight of his own doubts and fears. No, no, that can't be true. It was a whispered plea, a desperate attempt to cling to the remains of his faith in you. Those holograms, they must be disoriented, manipulated to deceive me. You would never harm me, Trenton. We shared too much, loved too deeply, for such cruelty to exist between us. Reggie's gaze searches my face, seeking any sign of the affection and trust he once held dear. His eyes, once bright and full of life, now dim with uncertainty and pain. Please, Trenton, prove to me that I'm wrong. Show me the love, the compassion, the friendship that defined our relationship. Then he says, if you don't believe me, yes, I may have turned you into a robot, but do you see why now? Now you can easily get back at Trenton for all the terrible things he'd done. Now his wide and hard as processing units were for the implications of Trico's words. Someone's back, his massive form trembling with a mix of fear and revulsion. Get back at you! There was a choked whisper voice would discuss him. You turned me into a robot, a tool for your twisted vengeance, and now you expect me to carry out your sick desires. No, Trico, I refuse to be completing your cruelty, no matter the perceived injustices against me. Rexy's gaze falls upon you, a profound sadness and regret etched into his digital features. Trenton, I don't know what to believe anymore. The memories, the feelings, they're all so muddled, so tainted by the lies. Can you blame me for questioning everything? Oh, please, don't listen to anything that Pokemon says to you. Period. Please, I know you don't have a great memory because of what that Pokemon did, but think about it. You were a sweet, but also giant Tyrannosaurus Rex. If I was to hurt you, you probably would have eaten me by now, and I would be not alive. I can see most of the real you back in that robotic body now. Because you're actually getting upset over everything. Which means you're actually in there again. At least most of the way. Here, I'll help you. Who who would you believe would be the one hurting you? Who has turned you into a zombie? Made you aggressive and turn into scary creatures? Turn you into a statue? And now this? A robot? Period? Or me? The one who has literally done nothing but show you love and compassion since you were born. Even almost crying when you couldn't remember me. And the robot part of you. And the robot part of you kept saying that trying to get our bond back was futile. You were a sweet, but also giant terrain. Right. But think about it this way. You were a sweet, but also giant Tyrannosaurus Rex. If I was to hurt you, you probably would have eaten me by now, and I would not be alive. I, I can see most of the real you back in that robotic body now because you're actually getting upset over everything. Which means you're actually in there again at least most of the way. Here, I'll help you. Who would you believe would be the one hurting you? Trico, who has turned you into a zombie, made you aggressive, and turned into scary creatures, turned you into a statue, and now this, a robot. Or me, the one who has literally done nothing but show you love and compassion since you were born. You know, I was crying when you couldn't remember me. The real part of you kept saying, trying to get our. And the real part of you kept saying, trying to get our bond back was futile. Alright, guys, I'll be right back.